guys, what's up? Tori here. So I'm here to do my 32-week pregnancy update. I am 32 weeks and 3 days today. Today would be Tuesday, October 20th of 2020, and we're just getting that much closer. So I'm just gonna go ahead and jump right into this video and right into all the updates. So first is all the updates with baby. So at 32 weeks, according to my app, which I use the Ovia pregnancy app, that would be my cat. She insisted on being in here because she was whining outside the door otherwise, so she'll be in here. You might hear noises from her. At this stage, she is close to 18 inches in length, or the size of a Florida pomelo, or pomelo. I don't know how to pronounce that. I actually had to look up what that even was because I had never heard of it. It almost looks like a giant, it almost looks like a green melon of some sort. Or almost like a giant pear, actually, is probably a better way to describe it. It looks like a big giant pear. So, I don't know, you can Google it if you need to, but that's about the size of what she is at. And actually, when I looked at the pictures of it and seeing these people hold it, I'm like, that probably is about the size of my baby bump right now. I can believe that. So yes, and she should be weighing in at about 4 pounds, although chances are, because my baby is running small, she probably is not at 4 pounds quite yet. She could be close, potentially. Yeah, I don't know. We'll find out on Thursday, or next time I go to maternal fetal medicine, exactly how big she is. And then also at this stage, she has a full coating of fuzz on her head. Her head now has pretty much a nice little layer of hair, and her skin is filling out more and more as she puts on all that baby fat and stuff. And she has all her fingernails and toenails completely. And she's also probably sucking on her thumb all the time, which according to this app helps improve baby's coordination and familiarizes herself with her body. And then obviously breathing and swimming like crazy. And she should be head down at this stage. And she, I think, still is head down. She was head down at my last ultrasound. I think she still is, because whenever I feel true kicks that are most likely her feet, I do tend to feel them kind of up here a little bit more, or more centered. I don't feel things as low anymore. So I do think she's still in the head down position, but we'll find out for sure when I have my next ultrasound on Thursday. So yes, that is everything, all the updates with baby. And then updates for me, symptom-wise, definitely, I swear I pee all the time. I always have to go to the bathroom and pee constantly, just nonstop. And it's one of the things too, it's one of those, if I even have to go a little bit, and if I sneeze or cough or laugh, I pee myself a little bit, I'm in that stage of pregnancy. So yeah, definitely the frequent going to the bathroom all the time is definitely a thing. I wanted to bring up that I do, I think I mentioned several videos ago now that I do have varicose veins going on, and they definitely, you can definitely see them really well. They don't hurt me or bother me or anything like that, but you can definitely see them. They're pretty prominent. So I do actually try to wear compression socks from time to time, especially the days that I work. I try to wear them at least, some of the days, just to try to help with that a little bit. And also, I've been noticing a little bit of swelling, in my hands and feet, at times more so in my feet. And it's not, anything significant. It's just, a little bit of swelling. But, yeah, again, it's nothing, huge, major, but I am starting to notice that a little bit now. Still tired, pretty much all the time, constantly, just always tired. I do get these random bursts of energy where I just want to get stuff done and work on things and do things. But those definitely are fewer and far between. Definitely am in the nesting, hitting that nesting phase. I'm just starting to want to clean things out and organize things and prepare things more. I'm also starting to think about making a list of everything I need for packing a hospital bag, and starting to maybe prepare a hospital bag fairly soon. And I'm starting to just kind of think about things that I need yet for the baby, and just kind of preparation things, and also starting to even think about things like, okay, I should probably maybe prepare some freezer meals ahead of time just so we have some quick, easy meals so I don't have to worry about cooking so much right after she's here and things like that. So like definitely that whole nesting thing is really setting in something fierce now. And two, I'm just pretty much like uncomfortable like all the time. Like there's not really too often where I'm just like, oh, I feel so comfy. Like, I mean, I do have certain moments where I'll get in just the right position and I'll be able to lay there and sit there for a little bit and just be like, all right, I am comfy right now and I'm not gonna ruin it. So, that does happen periodically, but definitely not very often anymore. I'm pretty much uncomfortable all the time, but otherwise that is pretty much all the updates with me as well. The next update I kind of wanted to bring up is yesterday I had my first NST or non-stress test on baby. And if you don't know what that involves, pretty much all it is I went into my doctor's office and I sat kind of on this like table, just kind of laying back, and they hooked me to monitors on my belly and just to monitor the baby's heartbeat. And they only had me, and she actually was like, we always start off with 20 minutes and then I go show the doctor, and then the doctor will then decide like if he feels like he needs to have you hooked up a little longer, or if you can just be done after that. And then she also handed me a little clicker and said that, every time you feel the baby move or kick, hit the button, because then we can detect, how much baby's moving in there based on their heart rate and things like that, like if it kind of, is cohesive. So I was like, okay. So, and the NST went really well yesterday. I was only hooked up for the 20 minutes. Her heart was beating away just fine that whole time, mostly ranged in like the 130s and 140s. Did go up into the 150s for a little while, because there was like at one point like she made me drink like a whole ton of water, because like the time of day that I went was like, honestly, it tends to be her quieter time of day anyway, where I don't necessarily feel her move as much. And so she's like, we just want to wake baby up a little bit and get her like kicking and moving and stuff. And I was like, okay. And they made me drink so much water, it was ridiculous. But it did make her start moving more, so I won't say it didn't work, it did. But yeah, so there was that, but everything was great there. Everything went great other than them making me drink all that water. But so yeah, the first NST went really good, and it was definitely a little bit of a relief that it went good, because I will admit I did have a little bit of anxiety going into it, just like all those what ifs that kind of go through your head, that like you try to not let them go through your head, but they do go through your head. Like, what if her heart does drop? What if something isn't right? Like, what are they going to do next? Like, what, you just start thinking all these things, and like you don't want to, but it just happens anyway. There was only like one point that like I kind of freaked out a little bit, and it was like you could hear her beating away, then all of a sudden like it like the machine made a beep, and then like there was no heartbeat like coming through on there anymore, and I was like, what is this? And then when the nurse came back in, I asked her, I was like the heartbeat went away for like a brief few seconds and then came back. Like, was that her heart stopping, or was that like? And she was like, oh no, that was probably just her moving away from the monitor. A lot of the times while doing these NSTs, babies will do that. Like, we'll find the perfect spot to find their heartbeat, but then sometimes they'll move just right away from the monitor where the monitor won't pick it up for a few seconds, and then they move back just right where the monitor picks it back up again. And I was just like, oh, okay, like that's a relief. Like, I was nervous that and she was like, oh, I'm so sorry, I should have told you that ahead of time, which that would have been nice to know. But yeah, so that first NST went good. I have my next one on Thursday when I go. That's also the next time I go to maternal fetal medicine. So when I go on Thursday, they are doing my NST first, and then I have my ultrasound growth check on baby. And then right after that, I will talk to one of the doctors over at maternal fetal medicine again, just about how everything is going and stuff. So yeah, so that's the next time and hopefully her growth is still on track and stuff. I do have intentions of asking more, if they have more of an idea for me of like when to kind of plan for when her, like my induction or / C-section, whatever it ends up being. I certainly hope just induction and she comes out the way she's supposed to, but you never know. and just kind of have a better rough idea. Like even like obviously even if we don't like have like a specific day like in mind, like if they can just, you know, tell me like it'll be probably this week or by for sure this week, like, you know, like if they can just give me a rough estimate just so that way I can talk to my boss and be like, look, there's a chance that sometime in this week we could be scheduling this baby to come, or sometime in this week, like, you know, like it's more so for my boss just because she's so ridiculous about that kind of stuff. But yeah, and just to kind of, for me too, just to have kind of a better idea in mind and be able to plan a little bit too, and just have a rough idea of kind of how things will go. I mean, obviously things could still change and she could do something that, you know, she could have other plans and make me go sooner, or, you know, you know, her growth could start not looking good and they could start wanting to take her sooner or whatever too. I mean, things could happen, but like I would still just kind of like to have a rough idea in mind so I'm able to let my boss know, and just for my own knowledge too, so I kind of have an idea of how to go about planning things and all that as well. So yeah, but that's pretty much everything that I can update on for this week. Not really much else to update on. My baby shower is coming up soon. It's on November 1st, so in 2 more weeks. So it's actually like a week from this coming Sunday is when my baby shower is. So it's coming up really soon. So that'll be nice to at least have that and be able to get a few more items from people there, just to have a few less things that I'll hopefully have to purchase myself. But yeah, that is everything. So I'm just gonna go ahead and show you guys my 32-week belly now at this point. So I'll go ahead and back you guys up a little bit here. So here is facing forward with the shirt down, and then facing to the side, and then facing the side. And then I'll go ahead and put the shirt up and face this way. And here's facing forward, facing to the side. Definitely growing away. We're getting bigger. And facing this way. So, yep, that is the belly, and that is everything, guys. If you have any questions, comments, anything you want to know about what I'm thinking for delivery, for after she's here, if there's any questions you have about anything or any like types of videos like along those lines you want me to do, please let me know in the comment section. I do have a couple things in mind that I might do that are just other than my weekly updates. But yeah. So that's it. I love you guys so much. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye.